Hi everyone, it's Rachel Amphlett here with another monthly author Q&A. Thank you for all of your questions as always. I've had some through on the Facebook page and a whole heap on the emails. Thank you very much. So without further ado, as they say, let's get started. How do you choose where you base your stories? Often the location comes to me along with the initial idea for a story. So, for example, with the second book in the Kay Hunter series, Will to Live, there's a specific stretch of railway track on the Tonbridge Road as you drive towards Maidstone, and for some reason that just stuck in my head, and the idea for Will to Live generated from that. When I set out and started plotting the first book in the series, Scared to Death, there was part of me that was tempted to place the whole series in Canterbury, in Kent, rather than Maidstone, because I thought that perhaps people from overseas might relate to Canterbury a little better. It's a little more well known, perhaps, because of its cathedral and everything. But the more that I wrote Scared to Death and the more that the characters grew on me, Maidstone was the place I kept coming back to. It just offered me so much scope for the series and for all the different cases that Kay and her team solve along the way. So there you go. Which books have you read that have made you think, I wish I'd written that? Probably the C.J. Sampson Shardlake series about a lawyer in Tudor London. I just think there's something about the way that C.J. Sampson writes those, that you are just wholly immersed in that period. You can almost taste what he's tasting, you can almost smell what he's smelling. So if you haven't discovered those, highly recommend them. What are you working on right now? I can show you. Behind me, I use Scrivener to write all my books, which is just easier for planning, and so at the moment, that's Kay Hunter Book 6. I'm a little under halfway through at the moment. The first 10,000 words is always quite slow because I'm getting to know the characters and I'm sorting out initial really important research that I have to learn in order to write it. Once I've got that nutted out and a little bit of scaffolding with regard to scenes that I've got to write for the story, the words just take over. This week has been a really fast week for writing and I'm really enjoying it. This next book, Book 6, I've got a rather gruesome serial killer. I'm having a lot of fun with that one. What is your least favourite part of the publishing process? In all honesty, it's the sheer terror in the weeks and days leading up to the publication of a new book. So with Court at Arms coming out on March the 11th, you can imagine what I'm like at the moment. What sort of research do you do for your novels? A heck of a lot. When I was writing the Dan Taylor series, I went out and did some pistol shooting because you can't, in Australia it's the same as the UK, you have to be licensed with a club and there's very, very strict rules about using guns and whatnot, and I don't particularly like them. But in order to make it realistic and to know what my characters were going through when they fired a weapon, I went and did that. The most fun I've had so far is learning to fly a Black Hawk helicopter simulator here in Brisbane. That was just so much fun, and I used the learning from that to reinforce the opening scene in the third Dan Taylor book, 3 Lives Down. When it comes to the Kay Hunter series, I've done a couple of courses through an online learning system called FutureLearn, and that's really good. I studied forensic witness investigation and forensic CSI stuff, so DNA and things like that. And apart from that, I've got a whole heap of experts. I can very kindly, I can look to them and email them or Skype with them and ask them questions. That's it on the questions. Thank you very much. Very quickly, books I've read this month. Michael Connelly's The Late Show, the first in the René Ballard series. Excellent book. Can't wait for the second one out later this year. At the moment, I'm reading Chris Ewan, Safe House, which is excellent. It's based, I bought it a few years ago and I just had a chance to start reading it. And It's based on the Isle of Man, and there's references to the TT motorcycle races. So if motorbikes are your thing, Highly recommend that one. And I'm going away for a long weekend. I've got 4 days off to relax, although I'll probably take the laptop and write because me and relaxation don't really go hand in hand. But when I do have some time for myself, I'm beginning the Helen Fields book, Perfect Remains. Looking forward to that. Heard lots of good things about it. As always, you can always reach me via my website at www.rachelamphlet.com, and you're welcome to email me your questions for next month's Q&A session at info@rachelamphlet.com. I'll speak to you soon.